one and all. How you guys doing? So this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and since yesterday was Batman Day, or technically speaking, this is Batman weekend or Batman month, whatever. Um, I thought why not do a video about how how I've been dealing with Batman throughout the history. With my take on just the Batman character, um, how uh, the character, impacted me, and of course my history with Batman. Um, Batman is arguably the most iconic superhero of all time. I mean, for Marvel, it's Spider Man. DC, it's definitely Batman for sure. I mean, Superman's great, but Batman alone is like the detective of all superheroes out there, and yet he really is. And since I was a kid, guys, I've grown up with Batman quite a bit. Batman is easily um one of my favorite characters. He was like the favorite character of superheroes when I was a kid. You know, the first Batman movie I saw in the cinema was The Dark Knight Rises. I did not get to see Batman Begins or The Dark Knight in the cinema, sadly, but I did get to see The Dark Knight Rises in the cinema, and I remembered really, really loving that movie so much. And yet, I really wanted to be into it. I saw four Batman movies. So The Dark Knight Rises, which I've mentioned, Batman v Superman I saw in the cinema, Lego Batman movie I saw, and then Matt Reeves' The Batman. So, and then I of course have experienced the TV shows regards to the Batman the animated series. Um, Batman the Brave and the Bold is the most underrated Batman TV show out there. Like, I love that show um so much when I was a kid because I liked how it wasn't just about Batman, even though he's like the main character in every episode. It just feels like you're bringing on another DC character as the. Then, of course, you had other TV shows like the 2004 The Batman TV show. You, of course, have um, the Justice League TV show. You, of course, have Adam West's live action 60s Batman show, along with some animated stuff back then. Then, of course, there was Tim Burton's Batman, and then, so on and so forth. And when I was a kid, I can't remember when I've had this sense, but I will always keep this and to honor the greatness that is Batman. Hey, my beard tends to cover this up. That's nice. But I will keep this as a memory piece because Batman does truly mean a lot to me, and I'm glad I still own it today. Then, of course, we have, regards to other TV shows, you of course have Batman Beyond, you know, and regards to video games, you of course get the great Arkham games. um, I'd love to review the games at some point because if you guys saw my future of the channel video, I would have said that I don't cover that I'm not going to cover new release films anymore. Is that I'm going to try and corporate my channel into like a bit of everything. So, and yet it's just a thing that I would love to corroborate. Talk about my love for a particular particular subject, whether it's something movie related, and yet, if I was to describe Batman slash Bruce Wayne, it's basically someone who has no one with him because obviously Bruce Wayne's parents have been, killed. Obviously, you know, he feels as if there's no one guiding him. He's very unhappy all the time. He's a very broken character. You can really feel it. It's done a lot within origin stories. Spoilers in case anyway. So, 89, Batman, Batman Begins, and Batman v Superman experience. Batman's origins. The Batman does not, but of course, with other TV shows, it does experience it quite a bit. And whenever I saw the Batman last year, it was like my most anticipated movie of all time because it felt like it was just a combination between the Batman animated series and the Arkham games, and there you have a movie, you know, which just feels like as if you're looking at either the live action series or the Arkham game series into live freaking action with some different um, aspects around here and there. Mainly, of course, the Riddler, of course, and and the Dark Knight Rises. I still have a fond memory of seeing the Dark Knight Rises. I saw with my whole family. Um, well, that I live with anyway. It was a great experience. It was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had, and yet, it really just shaped my love of the character, and to an extent, I really just love that I can see someone on the screen. And if you have ever watched, ever familiar with the film community, of course, you'll know the Flick Pick, aka John the Flickinger. The first video I ever watched from him was the video where he was sort of talking about the Batman movies before the Dark Knight Rises. He had the Blu-ray and all, but of course the full anthology. Then of course the Dark Knight and Batman Begins, and then I'm just like, this person loves a character that I also love, and as soon I started watching more YouTubers, getting into Batman, of course, because they're saying he's one of the all-time greatest characters and the greatest superhero of all time, And regards to the Dark Knight Rises, I'd like to do a separate video on that, into a video called Movies That I Love, but I understand why people don't, you know. I'm sort of going to do like more film discussions on the channel. That's another thing which will be post future of the channel video. So discuss movies that I like, but I understand why people may not. And also movies, that I've not liked much, but I've increased. And I want to, just keep it as positive as possible, So, whenever last year I heard a voice of Kevin Conroy passed away last year, it put such a huge impact on me. It really felt like I lost an idol. And yet, what kind of pisses me off whenever I was watching the BAFTAs, they mostly tribute the passing of celebrities. Kevin Conroy was not on there. Like, he is one of the most personal human beings to me. He was at Dublin Comic Con twice, even though I never knew anything about it then. And if he was still alive, of course, he would of course be still doing it. And yet it just put an impact because Kevin Conroy was like the goat of Batman. I mean, he's not just the perfect voice for Batman. He is the Batman anyway, as far as I'm concerned. And yet, regards to all the other live action Batmans like Robert Pattinson, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, they're all great Batmans for sure. But I think no one will come close to Kevin Conroy. And then, of course, Alan Shorkin, the Harley Quinn. I've had this coaster for quite a while now. There's Batman there. So that's nice to honor two actors that have passed away. So the actress to Harley Quinn passed away very recently, last month. Also put an impact because she was like the female baddie for Batman. Her and Poison Ivy. I wouldn't want to say Catwoman too much. At times she is, at times she isn't. And yet, with all these directors, the likes of Tim Burton, Christopher Nolan, and Matt Reeves, they all had different visions from one another. They had their own style on making movies like Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, and The Batman, of course, which to my mind are still the best live action Batman movies to date. And yet, I would love to do more reviews for other Batman related stuff. It's just it's hard to think of the exact word, but Batman really did put an impact on, because I myself do love to be the best I can be. And yet you can really tell with Bruce Wayne being Batman, he wanted to be the hero for Gotham City, of course. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my love for Batman. I would love to say more, but I'm not gonna make this an incredibly long video, otherwise I'd be here all day long. But comment down below, let me know below, what history do you guys have with Batman in general? Or if you guys have like history with Batman or anything, we're all different, let me know below in the comments. Let's have a great discussion down there. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.